Well, good afternoon, everybody. CTV News is reporting that the federal government has changed some rules around leaders' debates for the 2019 election cycle. Quote, feds tap former Governor General to be new arm's-length leaders' debate commissioner. And the article says the federal government is appointing former Governor General David Johnston to be Canada's first ever independent commissioner of televised leaders' debates during federal elections, moving to take political arm wrestling out of the equation. Democratic Institution Minister Karina Gould made the announcement Tuesday morning as she unveiled the new nonpartisan process for organizing federal leaders' debates for the 2019 campaign. This new commission, led by Johnston, will also include a 7-member advisory board that he is expected to create by 2019. I hope this advisory board is made up of 7 people that are not picked by Johnston himself. Having groupthink is a thing, and when you get to pick your board, the people that you have to appeal to, generally you're going to pick people who believe what you believe. So having not dissenting ideas, but different ideas in the room is at least represented in the room anyway, is always a positive thing, I think. Okay, so as part of the new rules, parties looking to put their leader in the debates need to meet 2 of the 3 criteria. 1, have at least 1 MP elected at the time the election is called. 2, intend to run as candidates in at least 90% of electoral districts. 3, obtain 4% of the vote in the last campaign or have a, quote, legitimate chance to win seats in the upcoming election based on public opinion and polling data. Gould said it would be up to Johnstone to determine how a legitimate chance to win seats would be quantified. Okay, so on one side of things, I like having clear-cut rules that precludes broadcasters from saying, no, we don't want you on our debate stage, just for any reason. You know, like we own the broadcasting, or we own CTV, or whatever it is, we don't want you on the stage. So I'm glad that they've introduced rules on the same token. Like, if there are rules, everybody has a clear and even goal. Once you pass this goal, then you should be included, and everybody can say, well, here's this independent commission that should be governing this and whatever. I mean, it didn't do much good with the CRTC. They basically said, yeah, not much we can do. Sorry about that. But rules versus no rules, at least everybody can have the same target to shoot at and say, okay, I've completed your requirements, and let's move on. So based on these criteria, it is expected that the leader of the Bloc Québécois and Green Party, Elizabeth May, would be invited to participate in the debates, and opens the door to People's Party leader Maxime Bernier, should he run enough candidates or be doing well enough in the polls. So, and I mean, he qualifies for one. He's a seated MP at this time, so all he would have to do is satisfy one of the other criteria. Again, I'm split on this. I don't like introducing new rules, but I mean, it's not like it's an election cycle. The writ hasn't dropped at this point in time. So really, a majority government is free to pretty much write the rules. That's our system. And if our MPs don't like it, or if the outrage is enough, they cross the floor. But that's it. That's all we got. So Michelle Rempel's making news today, and she tweeted it out. And I'm still blocked. Look at her disappointment. Well, maybe that's just sternness. But good thing I have a workaround. So we'll bring that up. Hold on. There we go. And so her tweet is actually, for those of you who've been writing me on the UN Global Compact on Migration, I'll be moving this motion today at CIMM. And we'll go over here to see the actual document. It says that pursuant to Standing Order 108-2, the committee conduct a study of the United Nations Global Compact on Migration, that this study examined the degree to which Canada was consulted, and that the study also determined how the compact will affect Canada, including but not limited to potential impacts on immigration levels, resettlement cost supports, potential cost impact on social programs such as social welfare systems, affordable housing stock, regional homeless shelters, and food banks, sovereignty on decision-making and regarding immigration policy, departmental officials be in attendance for at least one meeting, and that this study consist of no fewer than 2 meetings, and that the study be completed prior to Canada making a final decision to ratify a United Nations Global Compact on Migration, that the committee report its findings to the House, that pursuant to the Standing Order 109, the government table a comprehensive response thereto. So while Michelle's got me blocked, that's okay, fine. At least the Conservative government, the CPC, is moving on this. They're looking at other countries backing out of this and are tabling motions in the House. Now, what does this mean? Well, I brought up the standing order 108. And a standing order or a standing committee is just a committee that meets regularly, right? Every month or every whatever. Here's 108.2. So it says the standing committees, which is just a committee that meets every month on whatever file it is, right? So there's regular meetings between Michelle Rempel, who's the shadow minister, and Mr. Hessen, who's the immigration and refugee minister in Canada, right? So the standing committees shall be empowered to study and report on all matters relating to the mandate, management, and operation of the department or departments of government which are assigned to them from time to time by the House in general. The committees shall be severely empowered to review and report on the statute law relating to the department assigned to them, the program and policy objectives of the department and its effectiveness in the implementation of the same, the immediate, medium, and long-term expenditure plans and the effectiveness of implementation of the same by department, an analysis of the relative success of the department as measured by the results obtained as compared with its stated objectives, and other matters relating to the mandate, management, organization, or operation of the department as the committee deems fit. So basically, everything that the committee meets about can be reviewed under this standing order. So that's good. And then what is 109 order? Well, let's have a quick look because it's right here. It says 109 is within 120 days of the presentation of a report from a standing order or special committee, the government shall, upon the request of the committee, table a comprehensive response thereto. And when such a response has been requested, no motion for the concurrence in the report may be proposed until the comprehensive response has been tabled or the expiration of the said period of 120 days. So basically what this says is once they go through this, they have to write a report and respond to it. Now, again, we've got a majority government, so I'm hopeful that these like when you introduce something like this, citing these standing motions and stuff, I believe that the sitting government has to go through those motions, right? Like when the NDP were tabling things to stall Doug Ford's implementation of the 25 seat in Ontario, in Toronto, to line up with the municipal and the federal election for the Toronto election. They were using procedural tricks, really, to delay. So this is a procedural thing. This will force the government to go through this. Do I think it'll change minds? I hope it will. I really do. I hope it will. And I'm glad to see the CPC coming out and fighting like this. I'm glad to see Michelle Rempel making news like this. This is what I want to see from an opposition party. This is, I mean, it's been sadly lacking in the last 3 years. Yes, there's memeing and there's all sorts of stuff that they've been trying to do to get traction. Talk about your policies. What are you going to do? Procedural stuff is great too. What's your goal? What's next? Right? We're in this with you. We want to save Canada. That's what's at stake. It's wild. Incredible. How much damage can one bad administration do in 3 years? Backed by the UN, apparently quite a lot. It's sad. Got one other thing to show you today. Did anybody know that Tim Horton's name, his real first name was Miles? I was at Tim Hortons for a hot chocolate the other day, and it was pretty good. And I got this cup, and I was like, all of my entire childhood, I had no idea. Miles Hortons. So, I don't know. That blew my mind. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one. Check out the peoplespartyofcanada.ca. And hey, if there's any questions that you want to ask Maxime Bernier, I'm putting an interview request together. So fire them off in the comments. Or go over to my website and send me an email with a couple of questions if you've got them. Thanks for watching, everybody. And stay safe out there.